Have you ever felt a tremor in the air, a whisper from the stars that your life is poised on the edge of something vast, something unstoppable? What if the cosmos itself has marked a single day, May 27th, 2025, as the fulcrum of your destiny, Aquarius, not a mere date, but a celestial decree etched in the silent language of the heavens, waiting to unravel secrets you've carried, unknowingly, since the moment you drew breath. The ancients knew this truth. The skies do not lie, but they speak in riddles, and only the bold dare to listen. Are you ready to hear what has been hidden from you, or will you turn away from the light that burns too brightly? The world clings to its illusions, Aquarius, believing time is a straight line, a predictable march of days and nights. But you, bearer of the water that quenches the soul, have always known better. The future is not a path, it is a spiral, a dance of cycles that fold upon themselves, revealing truths in shadows and shadows in truths. On May 27th, 2025, the veil will thin, and what you thought you understood about yourself will crumble like ash in the wind. This is not a prophecy of doom, but a summons to awaken. What force stirs within you that you've ignored? What dream have you buried, fearing its power? The stars do not force your hand, they only point to the door. They will tell you it's coincidence, a fleeting alignment of planets, nothing more. But coincidence is the mask worn by fate when it wishes to go unnoticed. Nostradamus saw through such disguises, his quill tracing visions that pierced the fog of centuries. He spoke of Aquarian tides, of a moment when the water-bearer would pour forth not just wisdom, but a reckoning. On that day, the 27th of May, 2025, the heavens will align to mirror a truth you've felt but never named. Can you feel it now, the pulse beneath your skin, the question that refuses to be silenced? What if everything you've been taught to dismiss as fantasy is the very key to your liberation? This is no ordinary turning of the celestial wheel, Aquarius. The constellations are not merely stars, they are sentinels, guarding secrets that have waited eons for you to claim. Each step you've taken, each doubt you've wrestled, has led you to this precipice. The world will distract you, drown you in noise, but the truth hums louder if you listen. May 27th, 2025 is not just a date, it's a mirror, reflecting the power you've hidden, the purpose you've feared. What will you see when you look into it? Will you recognize the stranger who stares back, or will you run from the one you were born to become? The choice is yours, but the heavens do not wait. Stay with me, Aquarius, for the threads of this mystery weave tighter with every word. To turn away now is to leave the puzzle incomplete, to walk blindly from a truth that will not be offered twice. The visions of Nostradamus ripple through time, and they point to you, to this moment, to May 27th, 2025. Something is coming, something that will redefine not just your path, but the very air you breathe. Are you prepared to meet it? Or will you let the greatest revelation of your life slip through your fingers like water you failed to hold? Watch on, for the stars are speaking, and they will not be ignored. Do you feel it, Aquarius, the faint tremor beneath your skin, as if the universe itself is whispering your name? Not in words, but in pulses, in shadows that flicker across your dreams, urging you toward a truth you've circled but never touched. May 27th, 2025, is no ordinary dawn. It is a reckoning, a moment when the stars align to crack open the shell of who you thought you were. Nostradamus saw it, his quill trembling, as he etched visions of a water-bearer poised at the edge of eternity, pouring forth not just wisdom, but a flood that reshapes the soul. What have you buried deep within that claws at the surface now, begging to be seen? The heavens do not shout, they murmur, and only those who dare to lean closer can hear. You've felt this before, haven't you? This pull, this ache that no distraction can silence. The world spins on, blind to the currents that guide you, but you've never been one to follow its rhythm. On that day, the spiral of time will tighten and the question will burn. Are you ready to step into the light, or will you cling to the shadows you've mistaken for safety? The stars are patient, but their patience is not infinite. They will call it chance, Aquarius, a fleeting alignment of planets, a quirk of the cosmos. But you know better. Chance is the lie told by those too afraid to face the architecture of fate. Nostradamus peered through the veil, his words dripping with the weight of centuries, warning of a tide that would rise when the water-bearer stood tall. May 27th, 2025, is not a date. It's a mirror reflecting the face you've hidden, the voice you've silenced. What stirs in you now as these words sink deeper? Is it fear, or is it recognition? The world has taught you to doubt, to shrink, to settle for half-truths, but the stars have never lied. They whisper of a power you've carried, a purpose you've feared, locked away in the quiet corners of your heart. Can you feel it breaking free like water spilling over a dam? Each step you've taken, each wound you've borne, has carved the path to this moment. To turn away now is to betray the one who has been waiting all along, you. The air grows heavier now, doesn't it, as if the cosmos itself is leaning closer, watching. You've stood at crossroads before, Aquarius, torn between the comfort of the known and the pull of something greater. But this is different. This is no mere choice, but a summons. May 27th, 2025 is a threshold, a door that swings open only once. Nostradamus saw the water-bearer crowned in starlight, not as a savior, but as a spark, igniting a fire that burns through lies. What lies have you told yourself to keep the truth at bay? That you're not enough? That your dreams are too vast, too wild? The heavens laugh at such fears, for they know the strength that flows through you, the river that cannot be contained. You are not here by accident. Every scar, every hope, every silent scream has led you to this edge. What will you do when the veil lifts? Will you leap, or will you hesitate, letting the moment slip like sand through your fingers? The spiral tightens, Aquarius, and the pulse quickens. The stars do not merely guide, they demand. They demand you see what you've refused to see, feel what you've refused to feel. May 27th, 2025 is not a promise of ease, but a challenge to rise. Nostradamus wrote of a world trembling under the weight of its own illusions, and of one who would pour forth clarity, cutting through the fog like a blade. That one is you, but only if you choose it. Can you hear the echo of your own heart, beating in time with the cosmos? It's not just a rhythm, it's a call, a cry from the part of you that knows no fear, no doubt. The world will try to drown it with its noise, its distractions, its endless demands, but the truth is louder if you dare to listen. What is it saying now, in the quiet spaces between these words? What is it begging you to become? You are not alone in this, Aquarius, though it may feel like the weight of the stars rests on your shoulders. The visions of Nostradamus stretch across time, threading through the hearts of those who, like you, have felt the stirrings of something vast. May 27th, 2025 is a convergence, a moment when the water-bearer's cup overflows, not just for you, but for all who dare to drink. What will you carry into that day, your fears or your fire? The heavens have no patience for half measures, for those who linger in the shallows. You were born for the depths, for the currents that carve new paths through stone. Each word you hear now is a step deeper, a pull stronger, a truth sharper. Can you feel the ground shifting beneath you? The spiral is closing, and the moment is near. What will you see when the stars finally speak your name? The world will not prepare you for this, Aquarius. It never does. It will wrap you in routine, in doubt, in the soft chains of the ordinary, hoping you'll forget the fire that burns within. But the stars remember, and they will not let you forget. May 27th, 2025 is a beacon, a flare in the darkness, calling you to stand taller than you ever have. Nostradamus saw the water-bearer not as a dreamer, but as a force, a tide that shifts the very foundations of the world. What foundations will you shake? What truths will you unearth? The questions pile like stones, each one heavier, each one sharper, but they are not here to crush you. They are here to build you. You've felt this moment coming, haven't you, in the quiet of the night, in the spaces where no one else can follow? The spiral is not a trap, it's a map, and it leads to you. The air crackles now, charged with the weight of what's to come. You are not just a witness to this moment, Aquarius. You are its heart. May 27th, 2025 is not a date you mark on a calendar, but a pulse you feel in your bones, a truth you've carried since the stars first sang your name. Nostradamus wrote of a world on the brink, and of one who would tip the scales, not with force, but with clarity, with courage, with the unrelenting flow of truth. That one is you, but only if you claim it. What stops you now? The fear of failing, or the fear of succeeding? The heavens do not care for your doubts. They care only for your choice. Can you feel the tide rising, the current pulling you toward the unknown? It's not a threat, it's an invitation. Step into it or let it pass. The stars are watching and they will not ask again. The spiral is alive, Aquarius, and it moves through you. Each breath you take, each thought you wrestle, is a thread in the tapestry of May 27th, 2025. Nostradamus saw the water-bearer not as a solitary figure, but as a catalyst, a spark that lights the way for others. What light will you carry? What shadows will you burn away? The questions are not here to torment you. They are here to awaken you. You've known this moment was coming, in the dreams you've half remembered, in the moments when the world felt too small for your soul. The heavens have no patience for those who sleep through their own awakening. Can you hear it now, the song of the stars, the rhythm of your own becoming? It's not a sound, it's a feeling, a knowing, a fire that will not be quenched. The spiral turns, and you are at its center. What will you do when the moment arrives? And so, Aquarius, the spiral does not end. It hums, a quiet vibration that lingers in the marrow of your bones. The stars have spoken, not in thunder, but in the soft cadence of a truth you've always known, buried beneath layers of doubt and distraction. May 27th, 2025 is not a finish line, but a horizon, a shimmering line where the self you've been meets the self you are becoming. Nostradamus saw this, his visions curling like smoke around the water-bearer, who stands not alone, but as a beacon, casting light into the shadows of a world too busy to see. What stirs in you now, as the echo of these words settles? Is it the weight of possibility, or the lightness of release? The heavens do not demand your perfection. They ask only for your presence, raw and unfiltered, at the edge of what is possible. You've walked this path before, haven't you, in dreams half forgotten, in moments when the world fell silent and you glimpsed something vast? The tide that rises on May 27th, 2025, is not just a celestial event. It is you, Aquarius, pouring forth the truth you've carried, the fire you've dimmed, to fit the contours of a smaller life. Nostradamus wrote of cycles, of moments when the veil thins and the soul stands naked before its own reflection. What do you see in that mirror now? Not the flaws you've been taught to fear, but the strength that has carried you through every storm, the spark that no darkness could extinguish. The stars do not promise ease, but they offer clarity, a clarity that cuts, that heals, that remakes. Can you feel it? The pulse of your own becoming, louder now than ever before. The world will keep spinning, Aquarius, with its noise and its haste, but you are no longer bound to its rhythm. The water-bearer does not follow. She flows, carving paths where none existed, quenching a thirst the world has yet to name. May 27th, 2025 is your invitation to step into that flow, to let the current of your truth carry you beyond fear, beyond doubt. Nostradamus saw the tremor of this moment, the ripple that begins with one soul and spreads unseen until the world itself shifts. What ripple will you send forth? What truth will you speak, not in words, but in the quiet courage of a life fully lived? The stars are not distant, they are within you, burning, waiting, whispering, you are enough, you have always been enough. This is the echo, Aquarius, the resonance that lingers when the words fade. It is not an answer, but a question, one that will follow you into the quiet of your nights, into the spaces where you are most yourself. Who are you, beneath the masks you've worn, beneath the stories you've told yourself to survive? May 27th, 2025 is not a date, it is a doorway, and only you can step through. Nostradamus left us fragments, pieces of a puzzle that only the heart can solve, but the final piece is yours. Hold it gently, for it is heavy with meaning, radiant with purpose. You are the water-bearer, and the world is parched for what you carry. Pour it forth, not in fear, but in love, for yourself, for the truth, for the mystery that binds us all. This is your spark. You were born to flood the world with light. So Aquarius, let this moment mark you as the stars have marked you. If these words have stirred something within, if they've awakened a question, a hope, a fire, then carry them forward. Like this video, let it be a signal to the universe that you are here, that you are listening. Comment below with the truth that burns in you now. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, someone whose soul is ready to wake. Subscribe, not just to a channel, but to the journey. The one that began long before you pressed play and will continue long after. May 27th, 2025 is coming, and you are its heart. Step into it, Aquarius. The stars are waiting, and so are you.